Greetings programs, RDS here, back with another video, and today I'm just going to talk. So today I'm going to talk about something that kind of inspired me in another video, and I'm not big enough to give, put a link in the description. I mean, he sure doesn't need it, but it was, I forget the name of the channel now. The guy's name's Mac. I found him. He's through the Hodge twins. He's like their new promoter. Whatever, and his name is Mac. I think it's Let's Get Made, I think is the name of his channel. But he was talking about doing something for the Gap, and it was in his video, and he was talking about, he related being like together, sharing something through the Olympics. And I actually posted in his video, I said we had that because we all have one thing in common as people, as human beings, and that's competition. The competitiveness, wanting to win, like the Olympics, right? You don't care, because he was talking about how like race and ethnicity and all this stuff, all the problems go out the window, right? Because you're just cheering for your, cheering for your flag, USA, USA, USA. You don't care who's out in that field. You don't care if they're black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Chinese, Asian, they don't give a flying fuck. Hindu, don't matter. Afghanistan, don't matter. You got an American shirt on, an American flag on, and you're playing for our team. We're gonna cheer for you. USA, USA. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna happen. One thing in common. There's one goal in common. Win. We want to win. We'll go do we'll do anything necessary to make that happen. You know what I mean? So basically, the whole point of the video that he was talking about was just, we're sharing something, right? Like we're all together. We have one goal. It's competition. In my mind, competition breeds that, whether it's friendly or not. It even goes hand in foot with war. 9/11 happened. We had to act. Absolutely, absolutely. We had to act, right? We had to do something. They came on our soil. They came on our playground. And they pushed two of our best friends on the ground. We have to act. We're a group, right? We got to fight. We got to do something. We got to make it known. Hey, you can't do that shit, dog. You just can't do that. And now that happened, though, right? We all were unified in that tragic event. It's awful, awful. And I have family members that live in the city. I think I had a cousin that was supposed to go to have an interview there that day. Later on that day. And yeah, that was just, it's eye-opening, right? And that's always happened, right? Like we unite, we'll unite in the eye of competition because we want to win. And he had brought up something about how a German shoemaker made a shoe, but he couldn't get anybody. They were brothers, and I remember the names. I don't know my history that well in that particular situation, but it was obviously in the Olympics, I believe in Berlin, and it was either right before or during or right after World War II. I think it might have been before. They got a black man to race in the shoes, to promote the shoes, and he wound up getting first place. They're German. And, in history, Germans were bad guys at the time. They were bad guys. And they got a black man. They found a black guy that was willing to do it. A black man. That speaks volumes, right? But it was in the name of competition. They shared a common goal. I'm going to wear your shoe, I'm going to win. So you're going to win, right? The guys who made the shoe, the German dudes, you're going to win. You're going to make a whole bunch of money because, why'd you win? I'm wearing these shoes. But I did it because we're black. I'm black. I did it because I'm black, and I won for black people, right? And I won for the USA. You know what I mean? So we came together, right? We came together through competition. World War II, World War I, we came together. Countries came together to beat a common enemy. We had a common goal to win. To stop this evil, right? This terror. And all these outside problems, I don't really care anymore at this point. Like it's just crazy because we can't unite ourselves to stop issues inside of our own country. But we're damn sure all about somebody else's problems, right? Why? We need to fix this great country first. We need to make this country great again. We need to make America America. It was great at one point. It had to be. or we wouldn't be number one in the country, right? We wouldn't be the number one superpower in the world. You know what I mean? Now we got like fucking debts to foreign countries and all this other crazy shit. Because money is a common goal. Everybody wants it. And that's a measurement of success, unfortunately, in this day and age. And in America. The American dream is fucking stack them chips. Make all the money you fucking can. You know? Make millions. Make millions. You know? Money's out there. Go get it. That is the American dream. Because that's how you buy freedom. That's how you have true freedom in this country. Money. The more money you have, the more freedom you have. Because that's how success is measured in this country. And that is a common goal that almost, I would say probably about 95% of the people in this country at least feel. You know, you measure success by money, by how much money you're making, right? Oh, I got a promotion. Now I'm a CCO of this company and I'm making $250,000 a year. I've got plus bonuses. I've got 6 weeks of vacation time. I've got stock options and I've got this and I've got that. You know, and I've got partnerships and I've got sponsors and I've got this. He's successful. He or she is successful, you know. Two of the top musicians right now is Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? Like, I'm just taking two names because I hear them all the time on Facebook and this, that, and the other. Love and hate. People love and hate them. You know, they're fucking successful. The thing is, they're so smart about it. They're playing the fucking system. They're playing us. You know, that one big controversy when she released that song talking about leaving Jay-Z, basically, you know, vaguely in her song talking about leaving Jay-Z and this, that, and the other. And it was, you can only download and listen to it on, you know, they made sure they wrapped that whole album up. You know, it's very hard to just listen to legally. Like, you got to go out of bounds to get that shit. And they're soaking it up. They're successful. They're considered successful in this country. You know who's not successful? Somebody who's broke. Me and you. We broke. We're not successful. I'm not successful at all. Not in the slightest. Even if I were to blow up on YouTube overnight, you know, and be racking up, you know, all this money from, you know, here and maybe getting sponsors and stuff like that, I'd probably live better, sure, but successful, nah. Maybe in this small world, like that I'm trying to create for myself, maybe, just maybe, you know, and I'd be happy with that. Me personally would be happy with that. I don't have to have millions. You don't have to have millions. You know, I can win the lotto right now, which is in Florida here, $540 million. I can win it. Cool. You know, and that's a common goal too. Everybody plays lotto, right? Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. So we're all, yeah, let's get it. It's all good. Go down there and get lottery. And I'm digressing, as I do. I like to spiral. I'm talking. That's what I do. And you know, in the end, it's just like we have this common goal, and it's competition. We want to win, and that's great. Why can't we do that across everything? Why is it only like during competition? Why can't we take that same direction? Like, you know, fixing poverty, you know, fixing the homeless, fixing our veterans. You know, how come a guy can fight for our country but can't be successful in America? It makes no sense. You know, why can't people have free health? Why can't we have free health care? Why can't there be lower taxes? Why can't people make more money per the hour? You know, without the worry of inflation. You know, people want, you know, more. You know, we come together for, we want $15 an hour to be a burger flipper at McDonald's. Why? Why? There's people that have gone through college, or in, you know, $50,000, $100,000 in debt from education, and they're not even in their career that they went to college for. And you want to make $15 an hour flipping a burger? I don't have an education. I never went to college. I chose not to. But that's, to me, logically, that just doesn't seem right. That is a very, very simple job. Making a burger, other than the recipe itself, I know making each and every burger the same every time. I know that's like the key of a restaurant. I was a restaurant manager for almost 20 years. I know what it's like. You know, you need to know this recipe, and you need to know this recipe. You know, and some recipes are easier than others. You know, I've worked in a wing house. You dropping fucking wings in a vat of beef tallow. You know, hit the button. It beeps. You dump it out. You shake it in wing sauce, and you put it in a plate. You know, you got to look at, you know, what little details they need, and that can get stressful. There's some people that can do that job better than others, obviously, right? But to make $15, $20 an hour to do that, so you're saying that's why people are going to look at machines. I can have a machine that I have to maintenance once a year, right? That does one job. Doesn't talk back to me. Is never late. You know, doesn't have life problems, which do come up. You're gonna lose that job. You know, you're gonna sit here and tell me a machine can't flip a burger for free? Think again, brother. Think again. You know, you don't think a machine, especially with automated cars on the horizon now, you don't think we can get an automated mailman? That's a government job. Government job that can be replaced. You know, but you know, we're worried about a freaking gorilla getting shot, and you know, and all this other stupid shit. You know that and we got blacks getting killed by police. You know, it's just mind-boggling the stuff that we protest, and we need to protest serious issues. You know, I can't make. You can do a hard job. I can't make more than $10 an hour. And my job, doesn't require much. The job that I have now, it doesn't require much, but I can't live off of it. I can't move out of my situation. I can't move because I don't make enough money. Even if I were to be full-time there, I still don't make enough money. And that sucks, But that's all I got for you on this video. That was me ranting. Just talking. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel. What brings you together? What do you think we should come together for? What should unite us? What problems should unite us that we should attack as a whole country? A whole country. Not just a race, not just a gender, but a whole country. I want a whole country to come together. The United States. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. So as always, like, subscribe, comment. Let's talk about it. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? What do you feel? And as always, peace and love.